Knicks family, what's poppin'? Is your boy. Well, the Knicks pulled out another gritty win, ladies and gentlemen. Like it or not, they did so. Another gritty win. A defensive win. Kinda. Let's get into the game, folks. Let's break this down.
That's the G.
And the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, after the NBA trade deadline, were in Detroit tonight, taking on the Detroit Pistons without their star, Andre Drummond, who was traded to the Cleveland Cavaliers. And from the beginning of the game, John Henson decided that he was going to take over and be that star early in that first quarter. The Knicks, they had to battle for this one, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, Thon Maker starting instead of Andre Drummond. Knock it down from three, and that's going to be something that the Pistons might have without Andre Drummond there, and Thon Maker in the game as a center who can spread the floor from three. But they're going to miss his rebounder, which they sorely did tonight. Knicks down 3-2. Thon Maker kicks the ball back out, and then, boom, knocks it down from three as Brandon Knight, whoever that was, knocked that one down. My bad. I missed that one right there. Anyway, Reggie Bullock gets the steal. And R.J. Barrett to Julius Randle knocks down the dunk. He dunked it. He didn't knock down the dunk. He just dunked it. Christian Wood with the follow-up. Christian Wood had 17 points tonight. Christian Wood gets the ball, and he finds Reggie Jackson. Back to Christian Wood with the big dunk. And the Pistons off and running up 16-10. Over the Knicks. The Knicks were a little bit sluggish to start this game, ladies and gentlemen. They just were. There's no doubt about it. They were sluggish to start this game as the Pistons take a 8-point lead towards the end, towards the close of this quarter. Kevin Knox, aggressive move there. Nice little floater. Put that one in. The Knicks down 20-14. Julius Randle kicks the ball back out to Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington, ladies and gentlemen. This man may decide to get a buyout from the New York Knicks. He might pursue a buyout. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. It's 23-17 now. The Pistons are up as Sekou knocks down that triple. One more time. The Pistons knock down another triple. The Pistons shot 44.8% from the three-point line tonight, ladies and gentlemen. 44.8%. And then there you can see Mr. Henson himself going to work. He played well tonight. There were a lot of people laughing when, they heard that the Knicks were in discussion with the Cleveland Cavaliers for John Henson. But John Henson with the work tonight. Frank Ntilikina with the scoop. For 2 points. 30-21. The Knicks struggling, trying to find a way to grab a lead as Wayne Ellington knocks that one down. Wayne Ellington maybe showcasing his skills for other NBA teams in the event that he pursues that buyout with the Knicks. Bobby Portis might be showcasing his as well as he dunks over John Henson. John Henson came back down the other play and scored as well. Right after that, as you see here with the little floater in the lane, 34-25. The Knicks are down by 9 to the Pistons. Wayne Ellington to Kevin Knox, who pulls it up for 3. He knocks it down. Kevin Knox played 18 minutes, had 5 points. He was 2 for 4 from the field tonight. Wayne Ellington knocks down another 3. Wayne Ellington was balling tonight. You got to give it to him. The last 2 games, Wayne Ellington was really instrumental in the Knicks getting a win. Like it or not, 36-31. The Knicks are down to the Detroit Pistons. 39-34. The Knicks still down. Reggie Jackson in the lane, lays it in. Reggie Jackson on the night, he had 20 points, 7 for 17 from the field. He was 3 for 7 from the three-point line. Reggie Jackson one more time from Christian Wood. Reggie Jackson also had 9 assists, ladies and gentlemen. 43-35, the Pistons are up. Julius Randle finds Reggie Bullock, who finds Mitchell Robinson for the dunk. Nice play there, good ball movement. And that's one thing that you're seeing, folks, with Marcus Morris not here, the ball is moving a little bit more freely. You got to admit, it's moving just a little bit more freely. Taj Gibson finds Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton pulls one up, knocks it down with the little half jumper, half floater type of play. Elfrid Payton on the night, he had 10 points. 9 rebounds and 6 assists. Elfrid Payton's really been playing well since he's come back from his suspension, ladies and gentlemen. 48-42, Reggie Bullock with the screen from Taj Gibson. Kicks it out to Julius Randle, who knocks down the 3. Julius Randle tonight, he had 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. 1 for 3 from the three-point line, 7 for 17 from the field. But the Pistons, they keep this lead, ladies and gentlemen. Third quarter, 53-48. Taj Gibson, post move, puts it in. Takes it up with the right hand and puts that one in. 11 points for Taj Gibson, 4 rebounds. Julius Randle to the cup, lays that one in. The Knicks trying to make this push. 53-52, the Knicks are up. But you keep letting these guys get open from three-point line, it's going to be a problem as the Pistons knock down another three-point line from Tony Snell. Tony Snell tonight had 12 points. He had 3 assists, 5 for 8 from the field. It was also 2 for 3 from the three-point line was Tony Snell. 56-55, the Pistons up. Reggie Jackson kicks the ball out to the cup. Bruce Brown puts that one in. 58-55, Julius Randle inside, kicks it out to Reggie Bullock. Reggie Bullock knocks one down. Reggie Bullock, ladies and gentlemen, he had 8 points. It's 2 for 5 from the field and 2 for 4 from the three-point line. Tony Snell, crossover dribble between the legs, scoops it up and in. Julius Randle tries to squeeze a pass into Mitchell Robinson, probably a bad pass. Anyway, the Pistons on a break. Christian Wood brings it down and yams it home with a tough one right there. I like Christian Wood. It's a good ball player right there. And right now, Tony Snell goes into the lane. Swiss cheese defense. The Knicks, their energy wavered throughout the game. Up and down, the energy wavered. Bobby Portis, he scoops one in, floats one in. Bobby Portis tonight, he had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists did Bobby Portis have. 67-67, the Pistons knocked that one down to go up 3. 70-67, Elfrid Payton to Wayne Ellington, out to Bobby Portis. He knocks down the 3. The Knicks, they didn't shoot bad from the three-point line themselves. They were 36.4%, not as good as the Pistons at 44.8%, but it was okay. As you see Tony Snell find John Henson with a layup inside. Then R.J. Barrett reclaimed his starting spot. Although, he just had an okay night. It's 1 for 8 from the field. He had 3 points. I guess not even an okay night. He had a slow night for R.J. Barrett. As you see Langston Galloway put one in. Bobby Portis finds Dennis Smith Jr. cutting baseline for the dunk. 77-76, my bad. The Knicks are down. And Reggie Jackson, he goes to the lane. Reggie Jackson was playing tough tonight, ladies and gentlemen. You got to give him that. And I read somewhere that maybe Reggie Jackson was looking at a buyout from the Pistons. I don't know. We'll talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's true or not. Just something that I read. But here you go. Tony Snell kicks it out to Christian Wood, who knocks it down. The Pistons go back up 7. And at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I started to feel like this was done. Thought maybe it was over with. But the Knicks, they hunkered down. They bogged down. They started playing some defense. Julius Randle went to the basket to make it 84-79, down 5. Julius Randle with the ball, the high post, finds Mitchell Robinson going to the basket for the alley-oop. Mitchell Robinson had 7 points. 5 rebounds. Now here you go. Reggie Bullock back out to Wayne Ellington to tie the game at 84. And the Knicks playing strong, playing tough. They wasn't giving up as Reggie Bullock finds Elfrid Payton. Again, Reggie Bullock had 8 points. He had 5 assists as well. Elfrid Payton finds Julius Randle down the lane for the dunk. The Knicks take the lead 89-87 with just 2 minutes left in the game. Julius Randle had 17 points again, 7 rebounds. The Pistons tie this one up at 89. There's 2 minutes left in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Who's going to close it for us? That's the question without Marcus Morris. Who closes it? Elfrid Payton said, I'll give a go at it. I'll try to close it. He puts that one in to make it 91-89. And then Julius Randle caught inside, gets a wild one to go, maybe an offensive foul, but the Pistons weren't able to rewind it or get to look at it. But Christian Wood, he knocks down a tough 3-point basket to make it a 1-point game. And then Reggie Bullock is fouled. He knocks down 2. And the Pistons heave up a desperation 3-point shot to try to get it. They do not get it, ladies and gentlemen. The Knicks pull out a tough victory over the Detroit Pistons after the NBA trade deadline. Second game after the NBA trade deadline. So it's not like it's the first game, but still. Right? They pulled out a tough win. The Knicks have won 4 in a row. They've won 4 in a row, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy about it. I hope you're happy about it. I feel good that the Knicks have won 4 in a row. I really do. I like the fact that they won 4 in a row, and they're going to have a chance to win some more games in a row. The longest winning streak of the season. As a matter of fact, this is the longest winning streak that the Knicks have had since 2017. Isn't that something? 4 games in a row. It's the longest winning streak they've had since 2017. But nonetheless, they're on a winning streak. 4-game winning streak for the New York Knicks. They now have 17 wins. They've tied their win total from last season. And they're ready to put more wins on the board, I think. Take a look at the matchups. The Knicks tonight, they grabbed 47 rebounds. And the Pistons without Andre Drummond. Listen, Andre Drummond averaged 17 rebounds a game. And right on par for course. The Pistons had 28 rebounds tonight. 28 rebounds, ladies and gentlemen. That's terrible. 28 rebounds. Why? Because Andre Drummond, if he was there, he would have had 17 rebounds to give him 45. The Knicks out-rebounded the Pistons 47-28. The Knicks had 24 assists on the night. The Pistons had 21. 5 steals for both teams. 6 blocks for the Knicks, 7 blocks for the Pistons. And the Pistons had 16 turnovers. The Knicks only had 15 turnovers. The Knicks shot 44.7% from the field. They shot 36.4% from 3. They shot 64.7% from the free throw line. And the Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, are the worst shooting free throw team in the league. All right, the worst shooting free throw team in the league. And we've known it all season, but still. Despite that, the Knicks are on a 4-game winning streak. The Pistons shot 49.3% from the field. They shot 44.8% from 3. And they only shot 68.8% from the free throw line. Neither team went to the line more than 20 times. The Knicks went to the line 17 times. The Pistons went to the line 16 times, ladies and gentlemen. That's what this game looked like. The Knicks are making a habit of winning these, what do you want to say, these grinded out type of games. I don't know if they can continue to win in this manner, in this fashion, right? Because the NBA is a scoring league, you know, and the Knicks are playing really good defense. They're holding teams to less than 100 points per game. Obviously not for the season, but I mean, they're playing some really good defense, the Knicks are. And, you know, people can say whatever they want, you know, and laugh here, chuckle here, whatever you want to do. But they're playing some good defense, ladies and gentlemen. You got to admit it. Let's take a look at the box scores. All right, read off the box scores to you again. Reggie Bullock had 8 points. He also had 4 rebounds and 5 assists, did Reggie Bullock. Julius Randle had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. He also had 4 turnovers. All right, he was 7 for 17 from the field. Taj Gibson had 11 points, 4 rebounds. Elfrid Payton, 10 points, 6 assists, and 9 rebounds. Elfrid Payton is playing some good basketball. Give it up for him. RJ Barrett had 3 points tonight, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Mitchell Robinson had 7 points, 5 rebounds. Bobby Portis had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Kevin Knox had 5 points, 1 rebound. Wayne Ellington, he had 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He was 6 for 12 from the field, 3 for 7 from the three-point line. Dennis Smith Jr. had 4 points, played 18 minutes. Frank Ntilikina had 2 points. He played 13 minutes. All right, for the Detroit Pistons, get this on over here. For the Pistons, Tony Snell, he had 12 points, 3 assists. Christian Wood, he had 17 points and 11 rebounds. I like Christian Wood. I do. Thon Maker had 7 points, 1 for 1 from the three-point line. He was 3 for 5 from the field. He also had 3 rebounds and 2 assists. Bruce Brown had 11 points. Reggie Jackson led the team with 20 points. He also had 9 assists. Reggie Jackson was 7 for 17 from the field, and he was 3 for 7 from the three-point line. Langston Galloway, the former Knick, had 6 points. Jordan Bone had 2 points. Sekou Doumbouya, he had 5 points. And John Henson, just coming over from the Cleveland trade, had 12 points and 4 rebounds on the night. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what happened with the Knicks tonight. The Knicks are on a 4-game win streak. I feel good about it. I hope that you feel good about it. So now let's start to break this down. All right, let's talk about this game. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know a lot of people are going to start to bring up the P word. I'm not there yet. I'm just impressed that the Knicks are able to do this with defense at the way that they've been able to do it. I am impressed with that. Right? The Knicks have 17 wins, 17-36 on the season. Okay? In the last 10 to 15 games, they've really been a top defensive team in the league. Offensively, they've got a lot of work to do. There's no doubt about it. They've got a lot of work to do. All right, but defensively, they're really coming along and they're bringing it together. And I think that my question, is, and I asked this question a while ago, are the Knicks building something? Are the Knicks building a defensive identity? You know what I'm saying? That is what I want to know. Are the Knicks building a defensive identity? And is it something that we can really start to hang our hat on? Can we hang our hat on this defensive identity that it looks like the Knicks are building? Right? Every game we're coming in. Yes, good coaching. Hussein, you say good coaching. Yes, good coaching. The Knicks are, Mike Miller is really, I don't want to say it. He's really understanding matchups, utilizing his players the right way. Okay. Understanding, who to put on who, how to capitalize on a player's weakness, how to utilize our players' strengths. Right? These are things that I think Mike Miller is doing to help the Knicks win. And it's really, really helping his team out. And these guys are learning how to play with each other. Now, of course, they've got another learning curve now that Marcus Morris is gone, there's another learning curve out there, right? Or a learning curve out there. Now they've got to figure out roles again. Some guys know their roles. You're really talking about Julius Randle and RJ Barrett right now when we're talking about figuring out the roles at this point. These two guys are going to have to figure out the roles. Who gets the ball down the stretch when you really need a bucket? Tonight, RJ Barrett wasn't in the game. He wasn't really shooting well. He wasn't shooting well. Okay, so it is what it is. But when we get into the flow where Julius Randle and RJ Barrett are both playing well, how's it going to work? I'm interested to see how is it going to work. Right? Is it going to be whoever has it going? Is it going to be when the ball is moving, whoever gets the open shot? Naturally, the ball is going to gravitate towards somebody. The ball is going to gravitate towards somebody, and I'm interested to see who the ball navigates to and how it gets there. Because tonight, while Julius Randle did go to the basket and he made an off-balance layup to kind of secure the game for the Knicks, it wasn't like they were just looking for Julius Randle on a post-up and say, go for it, right? It was a little bit more, we're going to move the basketball. We're going to find somebody cutting to the basket. We'll get Elfrid Payton going to the basket and dip one in. Those type of things, right? So it seems like it's a little bit more altruistic, the offense, without Marcus Morris there. And I'm not coming down on Marcus Morris at all. I'm just saying this is the way that I think it's going to have to go, and it will go with Marcus Morris not there. And it may help this team. God knows we need help offensively being able to score the basketball. Right? We need help offensively being able to score. And we've got to do it by utilizing everyone. And when it gets down to the get down, it's going to have to be the ball, it's going to have to be let the ball find the open person. Let the ball move. When that person is open, they take the shot. We'll see how it flows and we'll see how it goes from there. But, right now the Knicks are grinding out wins. And I seen somebody say, yeah, they grinded it out versus, some bad teams. I don't care. You play who's on the schedule. Every team in the league has to play these same teams, right? Everybody plays the same people. So you can complain, you can laugh or whatever that the Knicks are playing. They've got 4 wins in a row and the teams aren't good that they've won over. Whatever. That's all fine and dandy. But the facts are that every single team in the league has to play the same teams. Right? So it's not like we're playing a bunch of bum teams and then some other team is not going to play these teams. It's not the truth. Everybody is going to play the same team. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You play who's on your schedule. And when you go out there, you play who's on your schedule, you win the basketball game. That's just the way that it has to go. All right. And if you look at who the Knicks won over their last 4 games, let's take a look at the last 4 games then. Right? Since that's the, argument that I seen somebody put in there. We'll take a look at it. All right, the last 4 games the Knicks played. They lost to the Memphis Grizzlies, right? Bad loss to the Memphis Grizzlies. Then they turn around and they beat the Indiana Pacers. That's a good team. Say what you want. That's a good team. All right, they're a pretty good team. They beat the Cleveland Cavaliers in a 139-134, right? The Knicks scored a lot of points in that game. The Cavaliers scored a lot of points. There wasn't much defense being played. Then they beat the Orlando Magic. Now, say what you want. The Orlando Magic, they've got the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. So, you can be upset that, or you can say that the Knicks, only beat bum teams. Well, that's what's in the Eastern Conference then, because the Orlando Magic, they're in the 8th seed. Right? Then they just beat the Detroit Pistons. Okay, so that's the 4 teams. That's the 4 teams that they beat, and we'll see if we can get another win tomorrow night. You know what I mean? Hey, Armando Chico, right? You say Indiana's a playoff team. Well, actually, the Knicks beat 2 playoff teams during this stretch. Because Orlando Magic, they are also a playoff team. They're also a playoff team. Give me a call, ladies and gentlemen, 516-405-2246. Give me a call. I want to hear your perspective of the game. I want to know what you think about this game. How are you feeling? The Knicks have won 4 in a row. They've won 4 in a row, and they've done it on defense. Besides the Cleveland Cavaliers game, they've basically done it on defense. Looking back at the previous 4 games, ladies and gentlemen, they held, and we can go back even a little bit further than this, right? Well, let me refresh this so I can get these scores up for you, and then we can go on from there. All right, so let me get this back up here. Scroll down. Where are we? February 8th. Let me get all the way down to February 8th for you. All right, so we gave up 134 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? We gave up only 85 points to the Indiana Pacers. We gave up 103 points to the Orlando Magic. We only gave up 92 points to the Detroit Pistons. Let's go back farther than that. The Charlotte Hornets, we only gave up 97 points. We only gave up 97 points to the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, the Toronto Raptors, we gave up 118. We only gave up 100 points to the Lakers. We only gave up 86 to the Cleveland Cavaliers. We only gave up 90 points to the 76ers. We gave up 121 to the Suns, 128 to the Bucks, 121 to the Miami Heat, although we won that game, 123 to the Pelicans, and 128 to the Utah Jazz. Now, this is going farther back. Remember, we had a lot of injuries back then. Right, Marcus Morris was out. Marcus Morris was out. Who else was out? A couple other people was out. We had a lot of injuries back then. Now that we're fully healthy, we're really playing some good defense, and it's coming around. We're doing some good things, man. So I'm definitely enjoying what I'm seeing, ladies and gentlemen. Again, give me a call. You can jump into the whereby. All right, if you want to jump into the video chat, there's nobody in the video chat. So if you were afraid before to jump into the video chat, now is your time to jump into the video chat because there's not anybody in there. All right, jump into the video chat and have your say. Be part of the show. Okay, give me a call, 516-405-2246. And I do want to announce to you, and I'm going to put this link here in the chat before we start getting some calls in, that right after this show, it's going to start at 11:59. Might be late for some of you guys. Hopefully it's not for everybody, and you can join me. I'll be doing a Front Stoop episode, and I'm really trying to keep these Front Stoop episodes consistent. I haven't been consistent, but here's the plan. On Wednesday nights, I'm going to do a new music review. On Friday nights, it's going to be general topics. We're just going to talk, right? And then we'll come back the following Wednesday and do a new music review. And then we'll come back and we'll do general talk. All right, we're going to do a new music review tonight. We're going to talk about Redman's new EP. We're going to talk about Raekwon's new EP. All right, so make sure that you join me on the Front Stoop tonight, man. It's going to be fun. I'm putting the link right here, and you can click on that link right now and set your reminders, man. 11:59 tonight. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Oh, shit, what up, man? How's everything?
What's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but can you create a culture while we're not winning with the guys that basically we would like to win with, like our young core? Like, we're probably winning with guys who might not be here in a year or two. So, like, as great as it is that we're winning, it's not really because of, our young players. You know what I mean?
Okay, so let's take a look at who played tonight. Right?
Yeah.
Because I think you can create a culture. Because when a team creates a culture, you have players that leave, right? Right? You have players that leave, but they help create a culture that stays. Right? That culture can still stick around. All right, but let's look at who played tonight, and let's see if these guys will be here. All right? Some of the guys are going to be we don't know. Right? Some of them are going to be we don't know. Some of them we probably definitely know won't be here. R.J. Barrett, he's going to be here. Right?
Yeah.
Elfrid Payton.
No, I'm saying like the guys we won because of recently.
Well, I know. That's what I'm saying. But let's go through it. Let's go through it, right? And we're going to get there. R.J. Barrett, yes. Elfrid Payton, we don't know.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
Possibly, right? Even if he's a backup, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
So he's instrumental. So that's two guys that maybe we can say, yeah. Taj Gibson.
No.
He'll probably end up being Lance Thomas for a couple years. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Julius Randle, probably so. Probably going to be here. Right? Reggie Bullock. I think Reggie Bullock's going to be here. I think that they like Reggie Bullock. He's on a 2-year contract worth $8 million, $4 million a year. What he brings defensively, he can shoot the basketball. He may not always be the starter, but I think he's going to be here for a little while.
Yeah, as the best guy, I would take him. Not as a star like he is now, Yeah.
Okay, right.
But when you get to the point, though, where you want to win because of Knox and Frank and Barrett and Mitch. I mean, Mitch had a big impact late, especially defensively. I'll say that. He did.
Yep. Mitchell Robinson, of course, Mitchell Robinson. Right. I mean, I know you want to win because those guys are making an impact.
Right.
But, we got to get to a point where they're making that impact, too. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they're on the floor, Kevin Knox played 18 minutes tonight. That's enough time to make an impact. If you're not making an impact, you're going to get taken out the game. What else do you expect? Right?
Yeah, I get it. It's also, too, because we have a coach who's, needs every win he could get. He doesn't have a 5-year contract. So, if the young guys aren't playing great, he's going to play the vets, Or, maybe not the vet, guys who are a little, in their mid-20s or high 20s. You know what I mean?
Right. So, yes, you can build a culture even though you're playing some guys that aren't going to be here because your young players know, all right, if I'm not bringing it, coach is not going to put me on the floor, right? So yeah,
Right.
you start building that culture, even if you're playing with some guys that's not going to be here, because every single team that's in the NBA, they're not going to have all same 12 guys playing, all
Right.
15 guys come back the next season. There's going to be some moving parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
now
I got
you would like most of your guys to come back once you have a culture going, but you can start building that culture. I believe you can start building that culture. You know what I mean? So hopefully that's what we're building right now.
Yeah. I got you, man. That's all I really wanted to know. I just, we might not ever get to that point this year where we're, playing our young guys a lot. Like, what are we, 5 out? So, who knows? I'm not, I don't want, I'm not saying I think it's likely that we'll, get to the playoffs, but as long as we're in it somewhat, then, he's probably going to stick to the guys he's been playing. You know what I mean?
He's going to, because, this is what I think, and I know there's a bunch of people, continuously saying that Mike Miller has somebody pulling the strings for him and all of that stuff. But I think like this. When David Fizdale a couple of years ago, he was duped. And I will say that he was duped into not playing, into tanking in the name of development, right? And it hurt his record. It hurt his reputation, in my opinion. And then you see what happened to him this season. Okay?
Right.
I don't think Mike Miller's going to do that. Mike Miller's like, listen, I'm going to play the guys. I want to try to win because I want a job.
Right, exactly. Right? He doesn't have a 5-year contract. He's going to play whoever gives him the best chance to win, whether they're 20 or 30. You know what I mean?
And so that's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do.
Debate? How much? What's the word? How much consideration would you give for Miller to be back? The way they're playing. I mean, you got to give it serious thought, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give it a thought. Of course, you got to give it a thought.
Some people want the sexy name, the Van Gundy, the Mark Jackson, but the way they're playing for him, you got to like what you're seeing, right?
Yeah, I mean, you got to like what you're seeing right now. The way that they're playing for him, the way that they're playing defense. We would like them to be able to score a little bit better. If they could put some scoring with this defense, then this team could be, they could be a decent team if they could put some scoring with this defense. Obviously, there's lapses in the defense from time to time. That's going to happen, and they still have some habits that they're trying to kick. But the scoring, they've got to do something with the scoring. They're one of the worst scoring teams in the league, so they really got to do something with the scoring. I think we have to win
like this, like slow pace, just solid defense. We don't have it, man. I don't see it just magically changing. You know what I mean?
No, I agree with you. I mean, the Knicks right now, as we speak, when we talk about points per game, the Knicks average 104.4 points per game. That's 28th in the league. That's 28th in the league. And that, I believe, includes tonight's game. Right now, when we look at offensive rating and defensive rating right now, the Knicks offensive rating is 105. That's 28th in the league. Now, their defensive rating, this is overall, so this includes, from the beginning of the season, their defensive rating is 111.8. That's 22. That's 22nd in the league. That's what it is now. But if you look at the last 10 games for the New York Knicks, the offensive rating for the last 10 games is 23rd in the league at 108.7, and their defensive rating for the last 10 games is 107.6. That's 4th in the league.
Wow.
4th in the league over the last 10 games. And if you go to the last 5 games, their defensive rating over the last 5 games is 9th in the league at 109.5. That's looking at the last 5 games.
Memphis one, it's probably,
right, it's the Memphis game.
Can I just say one last thing, and I'll let you go? Just, I see people saying, we're falling in a mock draft, whatever you want to call it, the tanking, but, I'm not, New Orleans had, the 8th worst record last year, and look who, they got the first pick. So, to those people, just relax, man. Doesn't mean we're going to get the 15th pick or whatever,
Yeah, I mean, the whole tanking thing, man.
Why we winning, blah, 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 but, you got to win at some point, man.
Exactly.
You just got to hope we get some luck, man.
Exactly. You got to, at some point, you got to try to start, you got to start to win games at some point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
just hope we get the balls to bounce our way for a team. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
you got to try to win, man. Like,
and looking at looking at right now our position in the draft. Right? If you look at our position in the draft and who knows what's going to happen the remainder of the season.
Yeah.
Right? But
I think we're like the 6th worst record now, 5th or 6th or something like that.
Yeah. We're like 5th or 6th. Actually, according to Tankathon, we are 6th.
Oh, yeah, right. So we could be like 10th or 11th in the draft, But, I mean, it doesn't mean we're gonna, right? I mean,
but listen, we could end up that way. Say we did end up that way. Say we ended up 10th or 11th, right? We have 2 first-round draft picks in this draft that we could trade up. If we could try to trade up.
Probably. We got an early 2nd-round pick from Charlotte, so, we can move up with a few spots, right? So I'm not sweating it, man,
Yeah, so depend now. You got to hope that those other teams want to deal with you, right? They're not just going to say, "Yeah, we're going to move up," and those other teams are going to just say, "Yeah."
I was looking at on that website you just put Tankathon is that most of the teams at the top they have point guards. So maybe that we're the team that's like Golden State, Atlanta, those teams, Charlotte, they have their point guards. So maybe we could still get one. Say we end up picking like 8th or 9th, or we could trade up. So I'm not sweating it, man. That we may be falling in the tank, we got to win, man. We got to try to win some games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. There comes a time when you have to try to win, and we got to do what we got to do. We got to try to win some games.
Yeah,
I mean, we got to try to set that
time. All right, man. Have a good night, bro.
Appreciate it, brother. Have a good one.
All right, man.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I know there's people out there that's going to talk about tanking and why are we winning and all that kind of stuff. It's that time, man. We got to try to win some basketball games. But anyway, give me a call, 516-405-2246. Again, 516-405-2246. And I'm making this announcement one more time, ladies and gentlemen, that tonight, after the stream tonight, I will be doing a front stoop. All right. If you've been here for a while, you know what a front stoop is. All right. And we are going to review a couple of new EPs that have come out. And I want to know what's up with these EPs. Right. A lot of artists dropping EPs and things like that. Okay. We're going to talk about Redman. We're going to talk about Raekwon. That's tonight, 11:59. So make sure you jump on it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be pretty dope. All right. Do me a favor. Subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell. You'll be notified anytime I go live, drop a video, or post in my community section. All right. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're on Sportscaster, make sure you follow me. Get to another phone call. Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's popping?
Yeah. How you doing? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How you doing?
Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah. First thing I want to say is thanks for putting me on, Tim. You're one of the best to do it right now. You and shout out to you and CK2K staying on. And
no doubt.
I wanted to say right now, as far as the coaching goes, I think Miller's doing a great job. As far as like you said, developing an identity for this team, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think? How can I ask this question? Do you think that you see the lineup the way it's constructed right now is the defense is getting a lot better, and you're saying that we need to just start scoring more points.
Right.
How about you as a coach? Would you play players like, let's say, like somebody like Dotson, who I think he's one of the better 3-point shooters that the Knicks have right now? Would you use him more? And let's say somebody like Trier, Alfonso Trier, because as far as slashes go on this team, Trier is also one of the better players that we have. So if you're going to make like a tandem where you have Dotson and maybe somebody like Bullock or Ellington, who's a pretty decent spot-up 3-point shooter, and then you have a slasher like Trier on the floor, and Barrett, do you think that would make for a decent lineup?
I mean, it's hard to say. I think it could, right? One of our issues is, we don't have we don't spread the floor well, right? That's one of our issues is we don't spread the floor well. Even tonight we shot 36% from the 3-point line. Other teams,
We're
are
inconsistent.
shooting 38, 39%, good offensive teams. So that's one thing. We don't spread the floor well, which prevents us from being able to score inside, easily, because teams, you see Julius Randle, he gets inside and there's 3, 4, 5 people around him. And then some of the ways that Julius Randle, he double pumps, and he's kind of awkward sometimes with the ball when he's trying to pass it out. It's a little bit weird.
I noticed that a lot too. I think Randall is weak, especially on the double team. He's weak on the double team, and a lot of teams pick up on that, where all they got to do is put a second defender on him, and as soon as he starts trying to do his spin moves, that's when he starts turning over the ball around.
Yeah.
So
and
like he doesn't. It seems like he doesn't have the floor, or where, like he wants to play hero ball, and he doesn't have like the floor awareness to try to kick the ball out sometimes, instead of trying to take it to the basket, and and he keeps turning over the ball.
Right.
But
like we don't have that one. We don't have that one person that is really prolific. You know what I'm saying? That's just like really prolific and can really get their shots easy. See, we don't get a lot of easy shots. We grind for our shots. You know what I mean? Which makes the game hard for us, we've got to find a way to really get easy shots. And if we can have this one person, we don't have it now, obviously, but one of these days, that one person that is really easy for that person to get a shot.
I'm sorry.
We need that one person where it's really easy for that person to get a shot, and it's really efficient from the field, and it's not anything that's forced. That's going to come in time. You know what I mean? It's going to come in time.
But I think, that's why I was saying, if you have a guy like Trier, who seems to have an easier time penetrating, slashing, and getting to the basket to create easier shots for himself, as far as guard-sized players that we have, because Mitch almost, Mitch is pretty good as far as like getting to the basket, because he's the center. He's always there. But and that's another thing I know is also with the Knicks too, that as far as second chance baskets, I don't see them creating too many second chance baskets for themselves, where, like you said, we have a low percentage of finishing on the field, and I don't see them trying to go after that second chance basket too much. They just like put up the shot, and they either hit them and then they already start heading back to the other side of the court instead of the defense.
Yeah, well, we kind of do. We are the second. We are like the number one offensive rebounding team in the league. What we really need to do is get easy shots. That's one of our Achilles heel, man. Easy shots, and knock down our 3-point shots when we get them, because sometimes we do get wide open 3-point shots, we just don't knock them down. But hey, I appreciate your call, man. I'm gonna let some other people try to get in and get some calls in. All right.
Yeah, thank you, Sam.
Appreciate it, bro. That's the one thing, man. We got to find a way to get easy shots. But I'll tell you who was knocking down their shot tonight, ladies and gentlemen, and that is Wayne Ellington. Wayne Ellington was a guy that I thought in the beginning of the season would have a role on this team if this team was going to try to, contend for a playoff spot. I thought that Wayne Ellington would play a significant role. He hasn't up to this point, but the last 2 games he's played a significant role. A very significant role. My player of the game, ladies and gentlemen, is Wayne Ellington. He is my player of the game. Wayne Ellington tonight, he had 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. He shot 50% from the field. He was 6 for 12 from the field. He shot 42.9% from the 3 from beyond the arc. He was 3 for 7 from beyond the arc. Wayne Ellington, ladies and gentlemen, that is my player of the game. My player of the game, Wayne Ellington, and I'm gonna ask this next call. I'm gonna ask you a question. All right, I want to ask you a question, caller, about Wayne Ellington, because he's gotten significant playing time over the past 2 games since the trade deadline. Right, Mark Berman puts out a report today that says, Wayne Ellington could be, he may ask for a buyout. Are the Knicks doing Wayne Ellington a favor right now and showcasing him for other teams in the NBA? Because, they may buy him out, so they're like, hey, let's play Wayne Ellington so other teams can see what he can do. Then if we buy him out, there's a market for him or something like that. Are they doing him that favor right now, or are they just playing him because they think he's going to help?
Yeah, hello?
Yep, you there. I got you. What's going on?
How you doing, man? Well, with that question, I do believe, like, Wayne Ellington, he is a good three-point shooter, but I think to add on what you said about that, I think they're gonna end up buying him out for him to go to a different team. Like, he's a good veteran for this team, but for me personally, I would love to see Alonzo Trier get some burn, man. Like, for him to get that position, because Wayne Ellington, don't get me wrong, I'm not gonna knock him. He's one hell of a player. He shoots a lot of threes, but I feel like that's what he's only like good for, is just shooting threes for the team. We do need that spark though for 3-point shooters though. I do believe that though. But for them to do that, to buy him out for another opportunity for a different team, I think that would be a good look for him.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to happen, or do you think they're going to stick around?
I mean,
they're going to keep him around. What do you think?
I believe it's going to happen. I do believe that, because we already got Reggie Bullock. I like the way how he's been developing so far. Today, I didn't really like. I've seen like a little bit of the game today, but so far from what I've seen from him, he's been okay. But Wayne Ellington, I think they're just going to end up shipping him off to a different team just to give him an opportunity somewhere else. That's just my opinion.
Okay. All right. Let's continue to talk about buyouts, though, because right now we're in buyout season. Usually, after the trade deadline, from the day after the trade deadline until about March 1st, is buyout season, right? Now, you say the Knicks may buy out Wayne Ellington, or he may pursue a buyout from the Knicks. Bobby Portis. Do you think the Knicks are going to buy out Bobby Portis?
Yeah, him too. Like, his game, he's just I don't know. It's kind of hard to say with Bobby Portis. Like, we just know us knowing in the fact that we started off getting all these power forwards. I think they're gonna end up buying him out too. Just hopefully, because like throughout Wayne Ellington and Bobby Portis, with those two buying out, hopefully we can have enough salary cap to find somebody else who's eligible and able to, profit with the Knicks what we got. But Bobby Portis, I think they're going to end up buying him out too.
Yeah.
Them two alone, I don't know. I just feel like them two is just it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough.
Right.
Kind of tough.
Now, who else? Anybody else on the team you think they should buy out?
Oh man. Well, who else is on the team for a 1-year contract?
Well, Elfrid Payton. Elfrid Payton actually has he's kind of in the same boat as Wayne Ellington, right? He has a 2-year contract, but if the Knicks waive him by June 28th, then if they waive him by June 28th, they owe him $1 million. If they keep him beyond June 28th, then his full contract is guaranteed, right? So
yeah, I think they should re-sign him. I'm loving the way how he's playing with these triple doubles so far with these 2 games. Well, he had like 2 or 3 games with triple doubles so far.
I'm not sure. Close to triple doubles at least, though.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm loving the way how he's playing. I mean, hopefully they for me personally, I think they should re-sign him. But also too, if we able to find a good point guard throughout the draft, then I think we should be all right. We should be good. Dennis Smith Jr., I think he got to go. I don't know what he's been doing. He disappointed me ever since that Porzingis trade, man. But back to the buyout though, I feel like they're gonna re-sign Elfrid Payton. I'm loving the way he's playing. He's getting everybody involved. He scans the course out. He gives everybody the open looks. So I'm loving the way how he's playing. I think they should re-sign him personally.
All right. Are you looking to re-sign him as someone who can be your backup point guard when you finally get that starting guy?
Yeah. I think that would be a good look if we have him as the backup. If we could be able to find somebody in the draft, to be honest, because I'm sort of like not too big on LaMelo Ball if we was to draft him, but I think if we was to draft him as our point guard for the future.
Man, left it all on the floor.
You said.
Sorry about that. Say that again. I apologize.
I was saying that with LaMelo Ball, like I'm not really like too high on him, but so far like I've seen like a couple of highlights for him. I think if we was to draft him for our future of the team as our point guard, I think that would be a good look for us.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see what's going to happen, man. I feel like the Knicks are going to try to do some wheeling, dealing, and moving when it comes to the draft. So
yeah, most definitely. I mean, with that whole situation with Marcus Morris and everything, I ain't gonna front. I was kind of uptight about it because knowing us, Marcus Morris was like our best scorer on the team. He was like our best 3-point shooter and everything on the team, But I just looked at it as a positive thing. You know what I'm saying? We able to get another first round draft pick, so you know what I'm saying. I felt like that was a good move for us.
Yeah. Okay. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate the call, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate it taking me, man. And shout out everybody on the chat, man. Y'all all be safe.
All right. Have a good one, man.
Yeah, you too.
Peace. And let's take a listen to Wayne Ellington. As you know, Wayne Ellington was, he was the player of the game tonight. He was my player of the game tonight. Let's take a listen to Wayne Ellington after the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Wayne, some big-time buckets down the stretch, but just as important in the last minute of this game, the rebounds. How did you guys absolutely crush the boards tonight? No Andre Drummond, but that must have been the mission.
Well, maybe we won't get to him. If we can get it back, we'll get to him, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, I do want to ask this question.
Just continue to be resilient. The game is a game of runs. They went on some, we went on some, but we were hungry. We just won 3 in a row. We wanted to make it 4, so we wanted to make sure that we gave it our all, man. Left it all on the floor.
You said it, 4 in a row for this team. What's been the difference?
I think our connection is getting better. We're continuing to build. We're working every day. Guys are getting more comfortable on the floor, and we're putting the work in. Like I said, that's the main thing. Putting the work in, and it's paying off for us.
The Knicks don't win these last 2 games without you. That is for sure. You've been so clutch for this team. We told the story on air tonight that you put up extra shots at the Pistons facility, but what has it felt like for you just to be in that position to get your team over the top?
It feels great. You get out what you put in, and I'm a guy that's a worker. I work. Even if it's not going well for me, I'm going to continue to work. It's more motivation to work even harder. So at some point it pays off for you, and that's just the truth of the matter. and that's just the truth of the matter. You get out what you put in.
You can certainly see that chemistry coming together. Thanks, Wayne.
Thank you.
Guys.
Wayne Ellington, ladies and gentlemen, he's been a key contributor in the last 2 games for the New York Knicks. He's been a very key contributor, and we'll see what happens come this buyout season. Right? Well, the buyout season. The buyout season is here. We'll see what happens if he gets bought out, if Bobby Portis gets bought out. Now, I really feel like they'll keep Reggie Bullock around. He's on a great contract, and he really is a good contributor to the team. So I think Reggie Bullock will stick around. Taj Gibson, I think Taj Gibson is going to be here, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's going to stick around. I think he's going to be the next Lance Thomas, right? I think that who else? Elfrid Payton. I do think that they like what Elfrid Payton is. Listen, we got to have a point guard, right? And if no matter what happens in the draft, you still got to have a backup point guard. So I think that Elfrid Payton will probably be here too. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes from there, man. Before we get to the upcoming schedule, though, I do want to ask this. We got Mo Harkless in the trade. We didn't see him tonight. We'll probably see him tomorrow night against the Atlanta Hawks. I doubt that he's going to start. But in the long run, he may end up starting at that 3 position. And I got Nick here in the chat. I want to ask Nick, how do you think Mo Harkless is going to fit with us, Nick? Right, that's what I want to ask you. How do you think Mo Harkless is going to fit, Nick?
Well, Mo Harkless, to start off, and sorry, I got a cold. But Mo Harkless is a defensive player. He can't shoot though, so it doesn't help that we replace one of the best shooting 3-point shooters in the league percentage-wise, Marcus Morris, with someone that plays great defense but can't shoot. So if you think about it, like Frank, when he's on the floor, the pace that we move at is like a 90-point pace. But Mo Harkless, but I think we hold teams to like 86 points per game, like per 100% possessions or something like that. But then Mo Harkless might come in and add to that, and we might end up just holding teams to like, say, 80 points per game. So he might add to the defense. So we could actually have a very creative all-wing lineup. RJ, Frank, Harkless, and let's say Dotson, and then pick your big and just go straight defense. So that could be very creative, very and very interesting.
Now, I thought Mo Harkless was shooting about 48% from the field.
Now, career-wise, he's a trash shooter. Trash.
Career-wise, right? So, yeah. But, so you don't think that what he was doing this season so far is going to last? Now, I mean, he's not shooting. He wasn't shooting a lot of shots. He's shooting 51.6% from the field this season and 37% from 3. Now, for his career, he shoots 47.9% from the field, he shoots 32.6% from 3. That's his career. It's a terrible free throw shooter.
He's terrible. And the thing is, I mean, he doesn't have Kawhi on this team, and he doesn't have Paul George, much less Lou Williams. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have Montrezl Harrell with that, dive into the basket. Mitch doesn't show that he could pass the ball that well, dive into the basket. And then, like up to the thing is, I keep saying this, we really have to, whatever we do, because he's our best player, Randall has to be optimized. You got to put shooting around him. And this guy could look really good with space, especially if he gets to go one-on-one. How do you get him to go one-on-one? Well, you put nothing but shooters around him. You got to get a point guard that can shoot first, and then you got to get a shooting guard that can shoot. RJ cannot shoot that well. Then you go small forward that can shoot. And now Morris is gone. And plus, Morris, it's like addition by subtraction. So Morris took away ball movement, if you ask Mark. But now we have more, we are able to have more ball movement, and the ball won't stick with Morris. So Randall has the opportunity to go, but when you look at this game, like they just packed the paint against Randall, and I saw 3 guys around Randall today. That was kind of disgusting. It's real difficult to keep watching offense like that. They just need shooting, and if you cut Bobby Portis, that's just taking away another shooter. You cut what's the other guy? Who shot well tonight? Ellington, yeah. That's just taking away more shooting. So there's only but so much shooting you can take away.
That's true, right? You take away more shooting. But, I mean, realistically, Wayne Ellington hasn't really been playing for most of the season. You would hope that Damian Dotson could come in and shoot. Now...
So, wait, see, you know what? With all that, like, as much as I'm saying that, we could change everything, and I'm just thinking another lineup. So let's say, God, and the downfall is Frank just doesn't shoot well. Okay, Peyton, Bullock, or Dotson at the 2-3, and then you say Mo Harkless at the 4, Randall at the 5. Like that could be a creative one too. Very,
That could be a
very
creative small lineup.
We hadn't gone small ball all season.
Right.
That kills me too.
Yeah. I'm anxious to see how this is gonna work with Mo Harkless here. If Mike Miller's gonna continue to start Reggie Bullock at that 3 spot, or if he'll give Mo Harkless a look to start at that 3 spot. They're both good defenders. Mo Harkless probably a little bit longer. From 3, obviously Reggie Bullock is better from 3, but Mo Harkless, his career is 32.6. From the field is 47.9. But defensively, listen, we're becoming a really good defensive team. He should fit right in, and hopefully bring some of. I know he was only in with the Clippers for a short period of time, but maybe he can bring a little bit of that Doc Rivers with him to the team.
And career-wise, he's been a great defensive player. He's been on pace with Paul George from a defensive standpoint his entire career.
Right.
So,
right.
Defensive stopper, yeah. And then, like Mike Miller already said it, what's his name? Reggie Bullock is his defensive stopper. So if you think about 2 guys that could play a defense like that,
right?
The thing is like, okay, now just like that caller who just called in, does it? you could set a defensive tone, right? You got Harkless, he's still a decent age. And then you got Bullock, who is 28, 29, something like that. How much do you then put into Kevin Knox? How much do you put into, these guys? Because that's what it boils down to is like, you'll set the tone like, okay, this is the bar. I'll play this guy to play, like now it sets the bar for Kevin Knox. If he doesn't play any defense, you don't get any playing time because these other guys are going to bring it.
Right. Exactly. And with Mo Harkless out there, he doesn't need the ball in his hands. He doesn't shoot a lot. I think this year he's averaging 5 shots a game, 4 shots a game this year so far. He doesn't need a lot of shots. He'll get more shots being on the Knicks. But this is going to give the chance. We want to see what RJ Barrett can do, right? Being the primary player. So now it's between RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, because you got a guy at the 3 who doesn't really need the ball. And, now we can really get a chance to let RJ Barrett have the ball in his hands and see how it goes, man. So I'm excited to see what it's going to look like. I like Marcus Morris, but I'm excited to see what this could look like.
And you know what? This is where we got to give Mike Miller props too, because he started playing Dennis Smith and Frank together. That's been a nice 1-2 punch, because the thing is, I know everyone wants to see Frank at the point guard position, but Frank doesn't bring the pace with him.
Right.
So anytime you're talking about we already struggle to score, you can't have a point guard that doesn't help you score, at least at a decent enough pace. Because some of these guys like Ellington, he needs rhythm to shoot. Same thing with what's his name? Bullock. Some of these guys, they actually Bullock. Sorry, they need like serious rhythm.
Right. I get what you're saying. The ball's got to be pop, 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 right in the pocket. Boom.
It's gotta go. And then it just like running down the court, just get down there and pace. And Frank is methodical. He's just like 1, 2, 3, and he reads, and you could see the gears freaking churning in his head and stuff, and
right.
He thinks everything through. Like, I should be very careful about each pass and shot that I take, and that's unfortunate. Like Dennis Smith tonight, and I'm giving Dennis Smith props. Even though he didn't score every time, he got into the lane, put up a layup or a shot, and other guys tipped it in. Now that's the blessing with our team, because we have very good rebounders, like very good offensive rebounders. You just need guys to just go to the rim and take the damn shot. And that's what frustrates me about Frank. Like, he's 6'5". Go to the goddamn rim, take the damn shot, let Randall clean it up, because that makes them better. And it also makes you better. You have to take the shot.
Yeah, definitely. looking at our upcoming schedule.
Yeah, I'm about to look at it right now too. Reading my mind.
Upcoming schedule. We got Atlanta tomorrow.
Okay.
Hopefully Mo Harkless is gonna play tomorrow. So we can start to get a chance and get to see what that looks like. We have Atlanta tomorrow. Washington on Wednesday. And then we got the Indiana Pacers on Friday. And then after the Pacers on Friday, we got the Houston Rockets on Monday. But let's just look at these next three. Atlanta, the Wizards, and the Pacers. The Pacers are going to want to get that win back.
Yeah, that's a revenge game.
It's a revenge game, right? The Pacers want to get that win back, okay? The Washington Wizards are probably looking at, saying, hey, we want to try to get into the playoffs. I think the Wizards are in the 9th seed or the 10th seed right now. The Wizards are the Wizards are the 9th. They're in the 9th seed. I mean, not the 9th seed. They're in 9th place, and they are 2.5 games behind the Orlando Magic. So, they're looking and saying, hey, we're going to fight and try to get into this playoff spot. I think they would be looking that way, especially, with Bradley Beal saying a couple weeks ago, he's tired of losing and blah, 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 blah. They're going to be fighting to try to get into the playoffs. They're not tanking.
So, okay.
All right.
I wanted to throw this out there because, sorry I didn't join earlier on.
Cool.
But I just want to bring this up because the guy had brought up, do you cut Bobby Portis or do you cut Wayne Ellington, right? If the Knicks keep playing like this, we're 1 game behind Washington because they're 18-32. We are 17-36, so we're 2 games behind them, I think.
We are 2.5 games behind the Wizards.
The Wizards, okay.
Yeah.
Remember, a lot of talk has been about if the Knicks will be players for the next disgruntled superstar, right? If you want to make a trade for Bobby Portis, okay, for Bradley Beal or somebody of that ilk, right? Having guys like I'm trying to look at the roster right now. Having guys like Portis, who Washington has had before, Elfrid Payton helps. I can't say Mo Harkless because he's expiring. Reggie Bullock is a player. Those are cap filler guys. Even Dennis Smith, they are cap filler guys. And to make that trade without giving up young players, and you may have to give up picks. You're gonna have to keep someone like Portis around to make that trade without giving up all your young guys.
Right. No, definitely. I hear you with that. Because if you buy them out, then you don't have you don't have that player to make the money work. Definitely, and that's the reason why. I think, because I believe Portis he has an option for next year. He has a team option for next year, 15.7 or something like that, or 15.4. During the draft. Trades can go down during the draft, right?
Everyone's predicting a lot of signing trades this year.
Yeah, so trades can go down during the draft, which means, you might want to have some of those guys around that you can move. They'll be expiring contracts for the other team. You know what I mean? So, yeah, some of those guys I would think might still stick around. The Knicks might want to, keep those guys around. Looking at the upcoming schedule.
All right.
Right? Do you got us? I think we beat the Hawks. I think we extend this to 5. You think we beat the Wizards?
Okay, wait. What effect do you think? I don't think it's a perfect fit, but Capella is going to change some things for the Hawks. Though.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's going to change some things.
You can't just count them out now because John Collins is playing very well. He's shooting the ball at a decent clip. And also Capella, he changes their defense because they don't have what's his name back there anymore. The number 2 overall pick that is absolute trash on defense. Like that, their defense is going to change and get better, at least to some degree. And then there can be a lob threat with Capella and Young.
Ooh. Yeah, I forgot all about, I may need to take that back for a second and think about it a little bit more because I forgot all about Clint Capella. Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, that makes a big difference.
That makes a big difference. And we can't just count it because, we always say this like, oh, yeah, that's a win. But nah, slow down.
Yeah.
Because I really, tonight, also, I think Minnesota plays too. So, there's a lot of games we're going to have to look at to see how these trades are affecting teams.
Yeah. Yeah, that's without a doubt, man. I forgot all about Clint Capella. Could be a much different game tomorrow night. Because that screen and roll with Trae Young and Clint Capella, man, that could be tough. That could definitely be tough.
He's that kind of small guard that you would want, say, Peyton and Frank to just post up and just get him into foul trouble. Just keep attacking him. I know Dennis Smith will attack him, but it's for the other guys. I know, and the reason why I bring up Dennis Smith is because he takes challenges against guys like Trae Young. Because he feels like they're in his kind of
he feels like he's in there. Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is. But those guys like Frank, because he has the size, same thing with Elfrid Payton. They have the size. They got to take advantage of Trae Young, and they got to try to put those guys in foul trouble and keep attacking. And then Mitch has to stay out of foul trouble. You can't just let up on there was some ticky-tacky stupid fouls Mitch gave up tonight. And, Taj Gibson's going to have a handful trying to guard any of these young guys, Collins or Clint Capella.
Yeah. And the Hawks, at one time, they were in talks or had some interest in Andre Drummond. I would think no, not anymore.
No,
right now that they got Clint Capella, we'll see how, I don't know what his contract situation is like.
I think Capella is signed for the next 3 years or something like that.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, the Hawks and the Knicks, man, tomorrow night, it's going to be the game starts at 6:00 tomorrow. So it's a little bit earlier than usual. The game starts at 6. Okay. And the Knicks will be trying to get that 5th in a row. It's funny. This is the longest winning streak the Knicks have had since 2017, 4 in a row. The longest winning streak since 2017. But yeah, they'll be trying to get their 5th in a row. Yeah, like you said, now I'm thinking about it. It's going to be much tougher than I thought. And I didn't think it was going to be an easy game anyway, because nothing's easy for the Knicks. But I thought that the Knicks were, had some momentum. They were going to take it into Atlanta and get the win. But now I got to rethink it a little bit because of Clint Capella. But we'll see.
I'll say this though, RJ needs to come off the bench.
Think so?
Yeah, I think RJ needs to come off the bench. As of right now, he needs to come off the bench because Reggie Bullock is just outplaying them right now. Just to start the game off.
So who you starting that shooting guard? Wayne?
Yeah, just shooting guard. Just rock with it. So Alfred. God, who would be a 3 then?
Right. That unless you start Mo Harkless at 3, I doubt he's going to start Mo Harkless right away because he hasn't had any time to get to know anything. What's happening, what's going on out there.
I mean, it's still the Fizdale offense. I mean, anyone can pick that up. I mean, come on.
Unless you start Frank. I mean, that's what he did a couple of days ago when RJ was out.
Say that would actually help because I'm saying all I'm trying to say is big bodies against Trae Young, guys that are switchable, that could, keep a hand up, take away the other shooters as well as the passing lanes, because that's what those two guys do. Dennis Smith could do the same thing because he plays the passing lanes well. So because that's all it is. It's just take away the pass from Trae Young and then make him say, I got to beat you with jump shots.
Okay. All right. What do you think? What role does Mo Harkless play tomorrow?
Something off the bench. I mean, like I said, I really want to see a very creative lineup, some creative lineups. I know Dotson is not playing because he's still ill, but I just want to see like a very wing heavy lineup. Say RJ, freaking Harkless, Bullock, and just just wings on the floor with one big man.
Built to
and speed and defense.
Sorry about that.
No, it's fine. But just to go speed and defense, straight speed and defense, switching everything.
Okay. Now, James Sanchez in the chat says that Clint Capella is out tomorrow and Trae Young is questionable. So,
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so we'll see where that goes from there. Big shout out to Mr. GQ. He asked a question. Mr. GQ NYC said, we have guys in the G League that can shoot. We were talking about, if Wayne Ellington was waived, if Bobby Portis was waived. Any chance we're going to see some of these guys be brought up this year? What about Iggy? We're going to get to see Iggy brought up and actually play some minutes with the Knicks. I mean, obviously he's on the roster, but we haven't seen him play minutes all season long.
No. Honestly, so? No. Because as long as we're playing like this, we won't see him.
That's probably true. Right.
Because if you think about it, I would say perfect scenario off season. You could just kind of have this kind of off season. You have the draft pick. I don't know what it'll be. It might be a point guard, right? And then you got to figure out something between DSJ.
This league was built to break.
And then you got to figure out all these wings that you have, because you got a ton of wings, man. And then not to mention Mo Harkless is in there. Do you want to re-sign him because he's expiring? Do you want to cut him? Like right now, you could just cut him and let him go on about his business, go to a contender or something. You don't know. Like it really makes it difficult because, like Mo Harkless, I would actually want to keep that guy around because he's a defensive player. And it goes along with, like what you were saying, building a defensive identity. The unfortunate part is I would like to add shooting to my defensive identity, but it's a start.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Iggy cooked tonight. Iggy tonight. I think he had 30 whatever points. Let me see if I can bring this over here. And this is the noise we kept on hearing in the background, so I apologize for that. Tonight, the Westchester Knicks, they played the Canton Charge. And I'm not going to show the game. Right? But we are, we'll look at we'll look at the box scores a little bit. We're going to go right down to the Westchester Knicks and see who did what, when, where, and how. All right. So the Westchester Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, they actually won tonight. No, they lost 124-120. But Iggy, he had 32 points. He had 7 rebounds. He had 7 assists. He was 3 for 7 from the three-point line. He was 9 for 19 from the field. Ivan Rabb had 23 points tonight. Kadeem Allen had 22 points. J.J. Moore had 14. And then our other guy did not play. Kenny Wooten did not play tonight. Lamar Peters did not play tonight. People are itching at the bit, man, to see Iggy. Obviously, you can see Iggy in the G League, but people want to see what he can, people want to see him and see what he can do up here in the NBA. And I think people were hoping that without Marcus Morris, he would get a chance. I mean, if it keeps going like this, and especially, right now we're 5 games out of the playoffs, if the Knicks win a few more games and inch up and get up to 3 or 4 games out, yeah, you're probably not going to see him.
Okay, let me ask you this. Would you, because, I believe in the G League. I would put Kevin Knox in the G League in a heartbeat. That's my take. Because I feel like guys could experiment and do things that they wouldn't normally do in an NBA game. Mm-hmm. And they can get more one-on-one treatment and game analysis as well as stuff like that. Besides that, our best shooting coach is in the G League.
Yeah.
I really want us to build a good shooting team. and Kevin Knox needs to add some offensive moves to his game. So I would put him in the G League.
Okay, so would you switch? You would switch Iggy and Kevin Knox? Let Iggy come up for a little while. Let Kevin Knox play in the G League.
My problem with bringing Iggy up is because of his defense and his inability to his leg, like his side to side movement is still slow, and I don't think it'll increase that much because he has pretty much an old man game.
Mm-hmm.
I'll bring up Wooten a little bit faster, but Wooten doesn't add the shooting. And this is always my problem with the way they build a team. They add guys that are really good on one side of the floor instead of getting guys out of a baseline that are good on both sides that we could try to improve on both ends of the floor. But yeah, if I would bring up Wooten before I bring up Iggy. But I'll have to. You could stagger it or something, man. Like they both deserve some type of time to play with this team. But at the pace and the way we're winning right now, or the way we're playing right now, you don't want to mess that apple cart up. You know?
Yeah. I feel you, man.
That's difficult. I'm glad I'm not in that position, but that's difficult though.
Right. Hey, I'm gonna get to a phone call, and then after this phone call, I'm gonna head out because I gotta do the front stoop after this. All right.
All right, man.
Caller, you're on live with Nothing But Knicks. What's pop?
Hey, Sin, it's Oscar. It's been a while.
Hey, what's going on, Oscar? How you doing, man? It's been a while.
Good, yeah. I've been busy, but I just want to come on after the trade deadline to talk about a couple things. And I know a lot of people wanted to trade, the Alfreds, the Portises, all the guys on the 1+1 deals, all those guys. I think it was a smart move to keep them because when you consider how weak free agency is this summer after all the superstars last summer, basically no contender saved any money. So we're basically just going to be able to trade them these players, pick up the team options and trade them to them basically as a sign and trade. And they're not really going to be able to improve their team. So I feel like we're going to get a lot more for Elfrid Payton over the summer for a team that needs a backup point guard and in the middle of the season with 30 games left. So I feel like people just want to see the young guys, and it's always tempting, but a couple of nights ago, DSJ and Frank and Knox, got minutes and they were 1 for 12. So it doesn't always work out like that. And then another thing is that we have to realize that all the guys we signed are career role players, and when there's no supporting cast and no role for a role player to slide into, you're basically just going to be less effective. And as Knicks fans, sometimes we forget that we've never really had, a star to build a supporting cast around. I know, like a guy like Tim Hardaway Jr., I know you hated him as a Knicks, and he's having a career year. 14 points on 39% from three. When he's on the court with Luka, they outscore teams by 14 points per 100 possessions, and when he's off the court, they lose to teams by 3 points per possession. So he's having a really, really good season. And with us, he was the primary ball handler, and he shot like 38% from the field. He was bad, but when you hold on to these guys and you give them time, they can develop, and when you give them players to play around, they can become valuable. So I think that holding on to these guys was definitely the right move.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Tim Hardaway Jr., man, he's having a really good season. And like you said, he doesn't have to be the primary ball handler. He's with a coach that can give him a little bit more discipline, not just going to let him go out and do whatever he wants to do. And that's what Tim Hardaway Jr. needs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah. There's some of these guys here that I think should stick around too. Right? Especially like Elfrid Payton, I really think he should stick around because, he may not be your starting point guard, but he'd be a really, really good backup point guard, right?
Yeah, I think same with Taj. As long as he's not starting, I think he's good for 18 backup, 7 minutes off the bench.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there are definitely some pieces that we have here, and that's what you got to do, right? Each year you add some pieces and you get better and better and better. We got 17 wins already, Oscar. How many wins do you think we get? Looking at how we're playing right now, how many wins do you think we get?
If RJ was going off for like 25 every game, and there was like reason for optimism, I would probably say like 31, 32, but it's not like we're blowing teams out. We just beat the 19 and 35 Pistons by 3 points, so
right.
Maybe like 25. the whole playoff streak thing is ridiculous. I mean, we just traded away our best player, and people were talking about the playoffs after we beat, a few lottery teams. But I think that, maybe 28, 29 wins, similar to the year when we had KP, the last year with KP.
Okay, and you know what? I'm not thinking anything about playoffs. I just want the Knicks to play and try to win games, try to build some type of an identity and a culture. I feel like we're starting to build a defensive identity, right? Continue to build that identity and let it fall where it may. That's all I want.
Right. Yeah. Especially with the new lottery system, it's just not incentivized to be terrible. And you can't just go from 19 wins to 52. I think we learned that over the summer. We learned our mistake trying to go after 2 top 10 players after winning 17 games. It's just not feasible. And, hopefully we can work our way up just with RJ through the draft and become a respectable franchise. I have not lived really to see a good Knicks team. I mean, we had the one team in 2013, but it's been a while of trying to get quick fixes. So I just hope we can try to build an identity.
Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Real quick, what do you think about Leon Rose?
I know nothing about it. I mean, he's an agent, which it doesn't sound great. I mean, he doesn't have any experience managing a team, so I'm not really sure what the idea from that came from.
Yeah,
I mean,
what
there's
to expect.
So many good executives, and you hire a guy who has no experience. I just feel like it's not really what this team needs, I guess. But yeah, I don't know enough about it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I really felt that we needed someone who was experienced, who had a track record of rebuilding organizations and teams and things like that. But we'll see what he can do, man.
Especially
what he can do, man.
What we need right now is not free agent negotiations. We need to be able to draft well, and he's never scouted or watched a game tape for any rookies in his life. I guess I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
we'll see.
It doesn't seem like the best fit, but.
Yeah. Well, Oscar, I'm glad you called in, man. Got to hear from you on the weekend. I will be on tomorrow. It's an early game tomorrow, so maybe you'll be able to talk a little bit more.
We'll see.
All right, man. Have a good one, man.
You too. Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm about to get out of here because I'm doing a front stoop right after this. All right, 11:59. So I got 10 minutes. I got to get ready for the front stoop. I've been putting the link up here in the chat. We're going to talk about Redman's new EP. We're going to talk about Raekwon's new EP and anything else that has to do with some new music that's come out. We're going to talk about it. So make sure you join me on the front stoop. Click on this link here. You can set your reminder. Make sure you subscribe to the front stoop. So if you like talking about hip hop music, it's time to just come over and let's talk. All right. Like I said, on Wednesdays, I'll be doing new music. On Fridays, I'll be doing just regular, general talk on the front stoop. So make sure you join me tonight. We're doing new music, and then I'll be back on Wednesday. Anyway, I'm going to come back over here to my man, Nick, and get a couple last words, and then I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Nick, couple last words, man.
Hey, I'm going to do this real quick. So one thing I want to disagree with Oscar on, and this is my only take on Leon Rose, and that's he has been scouting young players. So when it comes to the draft, I know a lot of reporters been saying free agents and stuff like that. If you look at most of the agents that have become general managers, they didn't really sign that many big players, except for Bob Myers in Golden State. Rob Pelinka did not sign LeBron James, and he traded for Anthony Davis. But the one thing they could bring to the team is because they do get to scout young players from very young ages. And I think right now, where we are, he could give us a 3-year advantage from a scouting standpoint, because I know that most scouts have been looking at guys 3 years out. So 2020 2020, 2021, 22, and 23, like those years all together, he knows the players that's upcoming, and he always gets those guys early. I mean, him and Worldwide West get players for John Calipari, so they know the scouting the next upcoming players. Cade Cunningham next year is gonna be the big guy. He's the next thing. And Leon Rose has the heads up on it. So don't undercut Leon Rose from a scouting standpoint.
Okay. Now I would say that, yeah, definitely those, all scouts, I think, they're trying to get players as early as possible, right? I mean, not all scouts, all agents probably trying to get players as early as possible. So, they got their ear to the ground as far as that's concerned. They're trying to get these guys as early as possible. My biggest concern is with him, being able to run an organization. That's my biggest concern. And not, like if we were an organization that was really stable and we we really had some good things down, maybe we were up and down, but then I would say, okay, let's do that. But I just feel like we really need someone who can stabilize the organization. But we'll see what he can do. Maybe he has that kind of experience in his background someplace. You never know. But hey,
the only thing that I keep thinking about is I don't feel like we're gonna get a star from free agency. I keep feeling like we're gonna get it from the draft. And with these draft picks that we're getting, the Porzingis trade, the Marcus Morris trade, and also this upcoming draft, like we're gonna have a number of chances, and with his scouting ability, to get someone because they have the heads up, like I said. Yeah. And that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, Nick, I appreciate you for coming on, man. I'm about to get up out of here, and I'll probably see you on the post game tomorrow.
All right, man.
All right, man. And big shout out to Armando Chico. Thank you for the super chat. You said ST Lines Peyton Trier trade. Peyton Trier, Randall, Portis, and Taj. Not exactly what you were meaning there when you say ST line. But if you're looking at that as your starting five, Peyton Trier, Randall, Portis, Taj. I don't know if that's what you were looking at. Maybe that's what you were looking at. I don't know. Maybe. But anyway, if you're looking at that as a starting five, I mean that's a group that I don't know if that that's not your future, but that's that's a 1 or 2. Randall at 3. No, I don't know. Portis at 4. Taj at 5. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying there, man. But anyway, I will catch you on the next show, and I'll make sure that I find out from you. I'm about to be up out of here. Starting lineup. Okay, yeah, starting line. I see. Well, I'm gonna be up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. My problem with that starting lineup is who's really the 3 there. I mean, Randall's really not a 3. I don't know if he can guard a 3, a true 3. But we'll get into that conversation tomorrow night. Got to get out of here. Hopefully, you guys will jump on over and join me on the front stoop. All right, and you'll be able to call in, same number. You'll be able to join the front stoop chat. I know I'm spamming my own thing, but join me over there, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be on for about a half hour, 45 minutes or so. We're talking about these new EPs. All right. I will catch you guys in about 5 to 10 minutes, man. I'm out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one.